Your first look at high school football scores and highlights. This is First Down Friday Night with the WZDX Sports Team. Sponsored by Zaxby's.
The war cry around the entire state of Alabama was rain, rain, go away, come back another day. But look, that won't happen for another day or two. But the show must go on. So we welcome you to a late night edition of First Down Friday Night. I'm Mo Carter alongside the very lovely Charity Chambers.
Yeah, that's right. So many teams moving their Week 9 games to Thursday, but we had a few squads brave the weather tonight. Two of those teams, Westminster Christian and East Lawrence. Now, if the Wildcats grab a victory tonight, they win the region title. The rain was really coming hard down there, Mo, tonight. Very first play of the game, the rain proved to be a little bit tricky as Jackson Billings passes it to Samuel Shepard. He bobbles it, it's caught, but he's not going anywhere. Wildcats really tried to stay on the ground, but once again, they're not able to get anything going. They are forced to punt. East Lawrence on offense now, and guys, nobody from either team is getting anywhere. Both teams trying to stay on the ground, probably because of the rain. Eagles are stopped, so they're forced to punt as well. No one even came close to scoring in the first quarter. Going into the second, it's 0-0. The second quarter we go. Wildcats switching things up. They're going to see if they have some success airing it out. They do as Jackson Billings connects with Shepard for a first down. Why not try it through the air again? Billings connects with a wide open Bailey Harrison. He cruises in for the score, making it 7-0. The ensuing kickoff. You know we don't show kickoffs unless it's highlight worthy. Well,
absolutely.
I got to say this is Nathaniel Tucker. He's going to take it all the way to the house for the score, tying this game up at 7 apiece. Let's go ahead and see who took this one home tonight. Westminster goes on to win by a final of 31-18 next week. Westminster has a bye in Week 10. East Lawrence will be taking on R.A. Hubbard. So with the victory, Westminster claims their second straight region title. Lauderdale County finishes in second and will host a playoff game. Clements and Culver Heights are third and fourth. Let's take you back to last night in Class 7A. Huntsville hosting Bob Jones. The Patriots have never missed the playoffs under Coach Kevin Rose. They led 6-3, but Huntsville jumps back in front. Campbell takes the handoff around the right and scoots into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. 10-6 now, Panthers are on top. Late in the third, it's going to be Bob Jones with the response. Caden Rose throws it deep to the end zone. It's caught by Amai Maxwell for a 30-yard score. Bob Jones now goes up 13-10. Panthers not backing down, though, in the fourth. Preston Hidden heads Landon Coleman across the middle. He makes some defenders miss, finds the end zone for what would be the go-ahead score. So Huntsville wins at 17-13, their first win against the Patriots since 2008.
That's a long time.
A long time. This was both of these two teams' last games of the regular season.
So as we see, lots of crazy things happening in Region 4 of Class 7A. James Clements, they've got everything wrapped up at the top, but there's some other schools playing for home games in the playoffs. But let's start off with the region champs. James Clements taking on Austin. When I first looked at this matchup several weeks ago, I thought this could have been for the region title. But man, what the midweek games did for both of these squads. We'll pick things up early. Chris Hope leaping, dodging, and juping several tacklers to set up the Jets on their very first drive. Next play, the offensive line giving Connor Cantrell all kinds of time, and he fires it out to Emmanuel Sanders. Sanders gets the grab off the deflection, cuts it back, and makes a house call, everyone. Touchdown right there. It's 6-0 because we love kickers. We're going to show you the extra point. It's up, and it is good. And the people that loved it the most were the James Clements cheerleaders. Now, later on, it's Austin. They can't make anything go on their possession, so James Clements, once again, it's Cantrell to Saunders, and he gets the ball all the way up the field and almost knocks out our camera person, but he's got some great feet. Eventually, the Jets coaching staff calls a great play. Colin Malone will find his way into the end zone for a score, so now James Clements is up 14-0. Middle of the second quarter, that's when Austin finally gets the ball rolling. Quincy Crittenton, a former First Down Friday Night Player of the Week, finds Trey Shackelford for a touchdown. That made it 14-7. This was a really tight ball game. Let's check out your final score from Thursday night as James Clements holds on and goes on to win 27-24, finishing with their second straight region title. They went unbeaten in region play. Next week, Austin will take on Athens. James Clements, they'll take on Hillcrest Tuscaloosa. So let's just, take a look at what else is going on in that region. The winner of Sparkman and Florence would grab second place in this game. Third quarter, Sparkman up 9-6. And Charity, with rain happening, mistakes are going to happen like this one. Taven Rupert fumbles the ball. I guess the ball was just so slick. Makai Russell will pick it up, and the Falcons have great field position. So the Falcons on the move now. D. Beckwith, how many times we called this guy's name? He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown Falcons. Next thing you know, Florence is on top 13-9. All right, so here we go. Sparkman, great field position. Setting up for a 27-yard field goal with Miles Tillman. It goes up, and it is no good. So Florence, they are back in great position, and you know who's going to get the ball here. It's Beckwith juking a man and just outrunning everybody on a 25-yard touchdown, 20-9 at that point. Let's check out your final in this one. As Florence goes on to win by a final of 26-9 next week. Sparkman, they'll take on Decatur. Of Florence, they have a bye. So let's break down things in Region 4 of Class 7A. James Clemens, of course, they took home the region title. Sparkman, because they lost to Florence, and Florence has all these tiebreakers, Florence is going to host a playoff game next week because they're the second-place team. Sparkman is now third, and Austin, they're fourth. And I guess we just want to show some love extra to Austin. We just put them twice on that one. So Sparkman and Austin, they're going to be traveling in week 1 of the playoffs.
All right, guys, don't forget that we're on social media at Mo Carter WZDX, at Charity WZDX, and at Kayla WZDX. Send us a tweet. We just might read it out on air. And guys, there's still a lot more First Down Friday night action coming your way. When we come back, it's time to announce this week's Spirit of the Week. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
Now back to the action on First Down Friday night.
And welcome back, boys and girls. It's now time for our Spirit of the Week, the segment where we show some love to the bands and the fans who show up and show out on Friday or Thursday night.
Yes, this week's Spirit of the Week goes out to the Madison County High School Tiger Band.
All right, let's tell you about the guys in the purple and gold. Madison County is under the direction of Brian Massey. This year's show is all about the love, Charity. It's entitled Heartbeats. Their songs include Heartbreak, Heartbreak, and Heartbeat. The drum major is dressed like a heart doctor, as you see, and the pit crew is dressed like cardiovascular assistants. Most recently, they participated in the band competition at Scottsboro High School. Congratulations to Madison County for winning our Spirit of the Week.
I love that. I've never seen that before.
I have not either. You know, you got to get creative with these band things now.
Oh, yeah, got to. We're going to stick with Madison County. They have been on a hot streak lately, just completely going on to win 7 games in a row. Yesterday, they would try to make it 8 as they took on Ardmore. Now, a victory for the Tigers would give them an outright region title. Third quarter, Tigers are going to be up 14-0. Mekhi Burdett, he keeps the Tigers on the roll with this 22-yard run into Ardmore territory. Mo, this is a former First Down Friday night MVP.
Absolutely.
Showing why. The Tigers cap off this drive by giving it to Burdett again. He finds the end zone this time. This was for the 3rd time last night, matching his jersey number. Gotta love it. Tigers up now 21-0. Madison County, though, would muff a punt inside their own 10-yard line. Ardmore recovered. They capitalized with a QB sneak for a touchdown by Braden Hills, 21-7. Coach Sharp not happy about that.
No, he's not.
He was happy about his rushing attack. Isaiah Purdue finds Paydirt for another score, 28-7 at the end of the 3rd. But let's take a look at the final score. Madison County goes on to win by a final of 42-7, winning the region title outright in the process. Next week, Ardmore is taking on West Limestone. Madison County has a bye week before the playoffs.
All right, so let's take a look at those 5A Region A standings. All we need to let you know is that Madison County is the winner of that region, but Scottsboro, they are second in that one. Congratulations to Coach Sharp and company. They'll be hosting a playoff game in the upcoming weeks. All right, everyone, let's move over to Muscle Shoals. Of course, they've got things wrapped up. Logan Smothers and company, they have been on a tear this upcoming year. They probably will be one of our teams that makes a deep playoff run locally. Well, tonight they stepped out of region, went all the way down to Wetumpka, Alabama, to take on the Indians, a team that should be making a long playoff run as well. Now, Logan Smothers and company, wasting no time getting on the board. Smothers throws up to Ty Smith, one of his favorite targets of the year. He comes down for a touchdown. Trojans up 7-0. Now, Wetumpka tries to respond. Tyquan Rawls, watch this play right here, Charity. He looks like he's going to be sacked. He gets away and then just launches one. And who was covering the video Davis on this one? The answer, nobody. Touchdown, Wetumpka. Extra point was no good, so Muscle Shoals still leads 7-6. Later on, Indians with the ball again. Rawls calls his own number, and he's pushed into the end zone by his offensive lineman, getting the push right there. 12-7, Wetumpka on top. But Muscle Shoals gets things together in the second quarter thanks to this guy, Logan Smothers, calling his own number and finds the end zone, making it 14-12. It was 21-12 at the break. Let's check out your final score in this one as the Trojans go on to win by a final of 36-12. Next week, Muscle Shoals, they've got a week off, and then they'll host Albertville in the first round of the playoffs.
All right, Coleman taking on Fort Payne. Coleman is going to strike first. They run it in for the easy score, making it 7-0. We're going to fast forward now, second quarter, game tied at 7, but not for long as the Bearcats' Braden Scroggins runs it in, making it look way too easy. They're back on top now, 14-7. We'll show y'all one more for good measure. Once again, Bearcats keeping it on the ground. They take it in for 6, and it was all calm in this game as they knock off Fort Payne by a final of 42-23.
That is a big victory for Coleman. You got to think, in a game like this where it's pouring down rain, a team that runs nothing but the option is going to have all kinds of success against a team that tries to pass it a lot. All right, everyone, several crucial matchups last night determining the playoff standings in 4A Region 7. We'll take a look at that next.
Now, more scores and highlights from across the valley on First Down Friday night.
Welcome back, guys. Going into week 9, Region 7 of Class 4A was a mess. Fairview led the way, but there was a three-way tie for second between Priceville, Danville, and St. John Paul.
Now, for those keeping record at home, it would get crazy. If Danville would have beat Fairview last night along with St. John Paul and Priceville winning, you would have had a four-way tie for first place. So let's sort things out on what happened on Thursday night. We will start off with St. John Paul. They were going up against DAR. It was senior night for DAR, but St. John Paul, you know, they had a lot to prove. They wanted to get that home playoff game. All right, so here we go. It's Seth Brown finding his man across the middle for a touchdown right there. That puts St. John Paul up 7-0. But then St. John Paul would actually throw an interception in their own territory, and that would lead to this DAR touchdown right here as you watch the guy just muscle his way into the end zone for a score. Next thing you know, it is 7-7. But Seth Brown, hey, what can Brown do for you? Made good plays on this one. He connects with Sean Zirkle on that, and then later on, Brown hands it off to Hunter, and Hunter hunts for the end zone there for a touchdown right there. It was 14-7. Very, very tight game between these two. Let's check out your final score from last night in Grant, Alabama, as St. John Paul squeaks out a 35-34 victory over DAR. The Falcons, they've got Douglas next week. DAR will travel to Brindley Mountain.
So West Morgan had to win to keep their home playoff hopes alive. They hosted West Morgan.
Actually, it was Priceville.
Oh, Priceville. We're starting in the second. Score 8-0 Priceville. West Morgan's ball. Lavin Seegers connects with Jacoby Griffin. He would be brought down, though, near the goal line. Next play, it's going to be the same connection again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely.
Griffin, he's going to haul in the touchdown pass. 2-point conversion was good, so ties it up at 8 apiece. In the third now, it's going to be Priceville's ball. Wyatt Hurt hands it off to Jerry Burden, another former First Down Friday night MVP.
We're just full of them.
Oh, yeah. He gained some great yardage on that play. Look at him go. He'll be tripped up. That's going to set the team up for this, though. Priceville at the 2-yard line. Hurt gets the ball, pushes his way in for a Bulldogs touchdown. Score right now 15-8, but let's look at the final score. Priceville goes on to win it by a final of 24-22. Close game there, Mo.
Absolutely. Very, very close games. But, hey, you know, the guys find a way to get the victory. Congratulations to them on that one. Next week, West Morgan, they're off, while Priceville will take on Brewer. Also in that region, as we mentioned, Fairview went on to defeat Danville by the final score of 55-14, if I am not mistaken on that one. So, let's take a look at these scores. Yeah, 24-22, Priceville beats West Morgan. Fairview wins the region. I think it's like their first region championship in years. They win it by blowing out Danville on that one. So here's your 4A Region 7 standings. Fairview wins it. Priceville, due to the tiebreakers, they get the second place. St. John Paul comes in third. Danville is fourth. St. John Paul and Danville are going to travel in week 1 of the playoffs. All right, everyone, we've got more First Down Friday Night coming up next. We'll wrap up the show when we return.
Welcome back, guys. Gotta say the rain really kind of screwed up the high school scheduling for week 9, but
Screwed it up.
I think we got things under control, though.
I think we did too. Mother Nature, 1 for us, 0 for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of hard shooting out in the rain tonight, but I mean, we got it done.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did, because that's what we went to school for.
Exactly.
All right, so another team that got things in order near the midpoint of the season was May Jemison. The Jags, they reeled off 3 state victories going into this week's game. Last night, they can wrap up second place in their region with a victory over crosstown foe Columbia. Now, on Jemison's first possession of the game, we see a very bad snap right here over the heads of Kale Woods and is recovered by Columbia in Jaguars territory. Columbia, though, they would have their offensive issues of their own. Hunter Marshall looking for a man, and he's got Isaiah Henry. Only thing is, Henry plays for May Jemison, so the Jags have the ball going the other way. Finally, Jags get things going offensively. We call this guy's name a lot this year, Clazarius Tanner. Tanner busting it up the sidelines for a 60-yard touchdown. That puts the Jaguars up 7-0. I know Coach Kelvis White was happy to see that. Now, later on in the first, Jemison continuing to run the ball. This time it's with Christian Wimberly on the sweep. He cuts up the field and he picks up 15 yards for a first down. 2 plays later, it is Wimberly once again adding another 15 yards. 15 just must have been his lucky number on the night. Back-to-back plays in which he picks up 15 yards. And then let's give it to the big man, Tyler Gamble. Nobody's taking down number 6 as he goes in for 6 points there. Jaguars up 12-0 at that point. Let's check out your final score from Milton Frank Lewis Cruz Stadium last night. It was May Jemison all over Columbia by a final of 42-0. Next week, Columbia, they'll play host to Randolph. May Jemison, they're off next week, but they've got a first-round matchup against Coleman. Should be a good one because both of those teams like to run the football.
Oh, yeah. Falkville hosted Galesville Thursday night. We're starting in the first. Falkville with the ball. Christian Angulo makes a pass to Gatlin King. He shakes off the defenders. Look at this. He runs it in for a Blue Devils touchdown. That puts them on the board, 7-0.
I like how he stretched out across the goal line just to make sure he was in.
For sure. Galesville balled out. Derek Lee rolls to his right. He's going to throw it up. Pass intended for Reese Hawley, but Andrew Jones of Falkville gets it. Interception. Of course, fans, they're loving that one. Next play, Angulo hands the ball off to Mikkel Elliott. He hits the outside. No one's stopping him. He runs it all the way in for another Blue Devils touchdown, making the score at that point 14-0. But let's take a look at the final score. Falkville goes on to win it 42-6. Next week, they'll be taking on Elkmont.
All right, everyone. It's now time to switch gears and acknowledge our Week 8 First Down Friday Night MVP of the week. And that's Bob Jones running back Jacob Guyton.
Last Friday, the Patriots shocked everyone and upset the then-ranked number 9 Austin Black Bears. Bob Jones trailed 21-3 in the second quarter, but got the come-from-behind victory 36-28. Major component of that success was running back Jacob Guyton, who racked up over 200 yards with 2 touchdowns. 169 of those yards came in the second half alone.
The win feels great. You know, everybody doubted us going into the Austin game, but we just had to come out and show them that we could get the W.
This is the first time we've really had that huge breakout night, you know. Anytime you go for 232, you know, obviously your offensive line has played extremely well. I think we had 7 guys grade out 80% or more. It was huge for us because it kept our playoff hopes alive. You know, we've made the playoffs 14 years in a row, and we would like to make it 15, so we're going to kind of treat this week as a playoff game. And, you know, hopefully if we're fortunate enough to win, hopefully some things will fall in place and we can get in.
And look, Coach Rose and company played very, very tough last night.
They
Unfortunately,
did.
they came with just a tad bit short, so that playoff streak is going to end. Now, nominations are open for the First Down Friday Night MVP of Week 9. If you know of a deserving athlete who should win our First Down Friday Night MVP award, what do they have to do, Charity?
Just send us an email at news@rocketcitynow.com with the player's name, school, position, and
stats.
Of course, we gotta have the stats.
Right. If we don't know what they did during the week, we cannot qualify you for a First Down Friday Night MVP award.
Right. We cover so many teams, it's impossible for us to know who did what.
Right.
You know? So
and here's the thing. Look, we know they're a great athlete.
Right,
we know they're pillars of the community. We know they're a great student. But we need to know what they did on the gridiron tonight or last night or whatever it's going to be, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us on a late night edition of First Down Friday Night, the Week 9 edition. Next week, things will be back to normal as far as time-wise and also date-wise and trying to think what else. Well, it'll be Week 10, so we'll be wrapping things
hopefully
up.
no more rain.
Exactly. Hopefully
knows?
no more rain. Like we said, rain, go away, come back another day, even though tomorrow I'm going to have my rain gears and get ready for the Magic City Classic. But it'll be all good, everyone. For the entire team, I'm Mo Carter, she's Charity Chambers, and also for our lovely friend at Kayla Carlisle, we bid you good night, have a great weekend, and we will see you next week for Week 10 action on First Down Friday Night.
You've been watching First Down Friday Night, sponsored by Zaxby's.